Dale, let's talk a little bit about the defense and what has to be done in the spring. First and foremost, I'm looking at the D-line depth chart, and other than the three starters, there's a lot of new names on that depth chart. You got to build some.
Yeah, we got to build some depth there, and nobody is in concrete. So we got. I think we have a lot of really good young bodies that can play. They just got to develop and come on. Hopefully, like a Villalobos did last year, we can have some guys come on and back those three up or beat them out. I'm fine with that too.
Right. I mean, will this be the first time you get a real look at a Marcus Edwards, a Joe Goff, a Dave Tolentino? I mean,
pretty much. They played in the JV games, but for the most part, yeah, this will be the first look at going against real people.
Right. It's a similar situation in the linebacking core. Norton, Sullivan, Thomas, and Palmer are veterans. There's a couple guys behind them played, McCoy, Heflin a little bit, but do you feel like linebacker is also another position where you're going to have to see some people step up?
Every position. We're scraping the cupboard bare and starting over, and so hopefully the guys with experience, that helps them compete. But every guy's gonna have to compete for his place, And again, I think we have some really good young athletes. They just have to learn where to go and the culture and how to play. But yeah, no one, like I said, has it cemented. So.
Right.
We'll start from the bottom, but I think we have some people that'll be able to play.
The secondary is an area of strength in terms of the starters, at least. Wooten, Gilman, Williams, Merchant are all pretty much returning starters.
Right.
Is that reassuring to have some veterans, some leadership back there?
It feels better than it did at the beginning of last year.
Yeah, a little bit different than last year.
Yeah,
right?
And it's all, that position especially, you need experience, and all those guys played a lot. And again, I think we have some young guys behind them that can battle and help us with some depth. But yeah, the secondary, you always would like to have some older guys playing. I mean, they were young last year. They grew up a lot as the season went, but they still have to grow up a lot more. I mean, for us to be where we want to be across the board, we need to get better.
Without giving away state secrets, anything new that you want to implement during the spring? Any schemes?
I just want to get our mentality back to being more aggressive. I think we got passive. I got passive with the calls. I tried to take care of this and that and not be as aggressive as we probably needed to be. And so it's just changing that mindset back to 2 years ago where we were aggressive. We came a lot more. We blitzed a lot more. We got to move our guys more. So that's really all. No real changes, just being more aggressive mentally and with my calls too.
Right.
Just not them as players.
Some holes that have to. Let's start with the quarterbacks. I mean, how do you see that? I mean, Zach started one game, so I don't know that he's head and shoulders above everyone else. But do you feel that way?
Well, I mean, he started 2 games.
Okay, that's right. With the bowl and the Army, right? That's right.
The kid's been through the fire, man. And I think he's earned it.
So that gives him an edge.
Gives him an edge, and he played great in the bowl game. So to me, I mean,
you see him make a big leap between the Army-Navy game and the bowl game?
I think so. The Army game, there's nothing I could do or any coach could do to help calm his nerves. Nothing you can do about it. I said, my man, you're on your own.
Right.
I said, you
figure it out.
You have to figure it out. And played better in the second half, gave us a chance. And but the bowl game, we played solid, played a great game. Grew up some. So now it's just a matter of getting confidence. He has to play more, be more vocal. But you can't do that if you don't know what's going on. So my job is to make sure he understands the offense, more in depth. Again, he's a Jedi Knight right now. Got to get in the Yoda status as always. It's a work in progress.
Right. What about the guy listed number 2 right now is Garrett Lewis? Why? I haven't seen much of Garrett, so I don't know.
Yeah. Really the second guy right now is unknown. But Garrett is a guy who's been in the program. Came in with the Jags. They were at Naps together. A good football player, can really throw the football. And the kid deserves a chance, but he's earned his chance. He's worked hard in the offseason, worked hard in fourth quarters. He's challenged Zach a lot of the runs, so he's earned his chance to get up there and see what he can do.
Jonah Lanusa is a guy that came in with some hype.
Yes.
He had been the starter at Naps. We talked about him after he has unfortunate situation with his family. But is you looking forward to getting a closer look at him and what he can do this spring?
Exactly. He's a guy that was came as a pretty high recruited guy, a guy that we thought would come in and help us right away. But again, he had the injury coming in fall, missed all the fall. So really for him, he's been at football for a long time, and he's very, very rusty right now. So we're just trying to work with him and kind of getting him back into the groove of things. And hopefully by the end of spring, we'll see some big progress in him.
Other areas of offense. I mean, offensive line, there's some names back. I mean, a guy like Andrew Wood and Evan Martin, they started. Lindsey's coming back after missing a year.
Yes.
Jake Hawk and Parker Wade are looking to establish themselves. The offensive line, is that a big area of emphasis during this spring?
You know, I would say last year was going to the season, but those guys stepped up and grew up a lot last year. You know, now we lost a couple of guys. You know, Adam West, we lost him, but at the same time, you know, the guys that we have coming back have played a lot of football for us. That's always the key up front. They've all played. They've all have experience. They've been through the furnace of affliction. You know, so now it's just a matter of, you know, again, just get more reps. We got to get tougher up front, mentally tougher, and again, we had a lot of offsides penalties last year, which shouldn't happen up front. But again, it happened. But we got to remedy that. But the main deal is to get tougher up front, tough as a unit, also as an offense. But again, it's a work in progress. You know, today was a good day, a good start. Just got to keep grinding.
You lost some outstanding slot backs. The one guy you do have back is Bonner, but behind him, there's some young blood that's got to develop, I would say.
That position has always been solid for us. Now we don't have the experience, but we have the talent. Moving Malcolm Perry back is really up to stock. So I'm really excited about the A-backs, and it always has been. Just a matter of getting those young guys more and more reps and getting more confidence. Again, they can all make plays. You know, we just got to find a way to get them in space and let them do their thing.
Who can be a go-to receiver like a Jameer? I know you can't replace a guy like Jameer. He was one of the best receivers that Navy's had in quite some during the option era. But you got anybody that can be a playmaker in your opinion?
Brandon Cologne can be that guy, but at the same time, honestly, I'm looking for more balance. You know, I'm trying to find a point where we can have more than one guy to
everybody knew you were throwing to Jameer.
Yeah, Jameer. I mean, Chris Scott was a good receiver for us. I'm hoping that Zach Frey comes along. He's probably the best athlete at the position.
Frey, yeah.
Hopefully he can come along and be a guy for us. But right now, Brandon Cologne is that guy for us, and hopefully we can bring some more guys along as well.